guest CEO, so the call is yours.
Thank you so much. All right, guys. As usual, I need every single person right now to go to our social media because I need you guys. Look, we're in. People will judge you as on. You know what they say? They judge the book by its cover. Well, unfortunately, it's not right, but it's true, right? So it's the same. You know, when you look at someone, and doesn't matter. It doesn't have to make you a bad person. If you look at someone and they're saying they are something, but they don't look it, right? So we have to. We're a marketing business. We're at the best, and or before we had like over 60,000 people on our Facebook page, and so we changed Opulence. We had to change everything. I need everybody right now. Go to Opulence GA. Now we have, by the way, we have two Opulences now on Instagram, and one is Opulence Health. Search it right now as you do it. Health and put a message there so I know that you've been there. Because last time we did this, and then Ivy says, "Hey, a bunch of people after your call went, which is good to see." So I want you guys go to Instagram right now, Opulence GL, Opulence Health. Just quickly quick comment, "Hey, I was here," and or make a comment about one of the posts. As I'm doing this, go through the Facebook. Again, it's Opulence family. That's going to be an integral part of your business because this is how we built the first 15 years towards what's called a GWT family. And we're going back to those days, everything. We're bringing it all back. So make sure you know where it is. Opulence family, go in there. Hey, it's a Joy was here. And it's a place where you bring all your new people that you launch. And by the way, we've been getting a bunch of, what's like 5 LADEs yesterday, which is kind of nice to see. So it's really taking off. Somebody's making a lot of money. Some people's getting a lot of life-changing bonuses. I just finished a nice letter I was in Ottawa, and I said, "Hey, first lady, and you're going to get a special treat, and that is the watch you get. I'll choose it from the presidential collection. I'll give you a letter with it." And somebody did it, so I just wrote the letter for it. It's just a lot. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, and I look forward to keep pushing this forward with all the stuff that's going on in the world right now. And I just don't want to be part of that. You know, during the pandemic, and everybody was depressed, everyone was scared and worried, and we didn't care. We had this Opulence Nation, and we just did our thing, and we went out there. Not only we didn't care, we helped a lot of people. And it was like the world's problem remained outside the border of Opulence. And we did this 5 days a week. So, and it's the same right now. Like, you know what? We have our own Opulence company, Opulence Nation, Opulence family. And, you know, much of what we need on a day-to-day, we have full control over. We know its quality. We know it's available when we need it. It's shipped worldwide. So, and we're going to keep on, you know. So at this point, with all the stuff they're talking about, inflation, this, that, whatever, you know what? There's nothing we can do about that. Tonight is, thank you, Joy. Appreciate it. Tonight is the election in the US. Everyone's going, "Oh, the election. You know who doesn't care? Me. Because it doesn't matter who comes, who goes. We have the Opulence Nation. We run the Opulence Nation. We have our own agenda on growth and what we want to do. We have our own community. You know, we want to develop our people, keep making this nation strong and stronger, keep bringing new leaders, the next generation leaders. You know, I want to be 75 and 85 and seeing all these new generational leaders that are just carrying the torch. So we're strictly focused on that. It is a bottom-up business where, you know, it starts from the bottom and you just rise them, and that just filters up. Not in governments where it's all the action is always on the top and nobody has any opportunity. So we have as of 20th anniversary is coming up. So we're implementing, you know what we did? We went today and look at some of our old stuff from 10, 15 years ago. Man, we made good stuff. Like all this, you know, all this incredible brochures. We found this beautiful brochure. You know what I want to do tonight? I want to show you guys all this stuff. And you'd say, where can we get those things? We want those things. We made some of the most professional, beautiful stuff when we were only a fashion business. Of course, we're a luxury company, so everything was luxury. And we had done this twofold brochure, glossy, beautifully designed, yet full of most expensive fashion and jewelry pieces. We had fairy mosh, all this stuff. And on the cover, it said the world's largest branding campaign. And you know what that was? The double IA program that we're launching. The world's largest branding campaign and it was, because we were giving away, you bought basic $3,600 package. That was over $4,500 worth of products. We doubled it to $9,000. So nobody does that. No design in the world gives you free products, right? So, the world's largest branding campaign. So, we're going to bring this back again, because now we have, now we have the LED package even better. It's better than the double IA package. So yeah, there's a lot going on. Yes, Karen, it is absolutely a better package, and people are see. I know what's going on, because now more and more activities coming in, because people are confused about it, right? So they're trying to understand it. They want to understand it, and I get that. Then they have to know how to promote it. Like, how do you recommend it? How do you suggest it? I get that. So that takes time. And the fact that you're here tonight, that's how you get that's how you accelerate your adoption of these new monumental things that we're doing. And so tonight we're gonna talk about again. We're gonna talk about closing. We're gonna talk about how to go sponsor 10 people in the next 30 days through social media. So I didn't do the stuff like this in my days, because we built through Smile and Dial. It was all on the phone, and that's still relevant. But there are very easy ways if you're consistent. And I'm still learning. Like, it's incredible how much you can learn. Even today, on social media, I learned things even today that I mean, I've been doing social media for years. And social media also evolves, so you have to keep up with it. Anyways, so it's not that hard, actually, to get yourself about 10 to 20 leads a day on social media. It's not. We're going to talk about that. And when you start getting all these leads and you put in your DMO box, then you start approaching them, right? With Smile and Dial, or message them on social media or WhatsApp, whatever. And then the law of averages sets in, right? The law of averages sets in. And you cannot avoid that. It's the law. It's the law of average. It's the law. It's 100%. It's not 99%, it's 100%. So once you keep repeat something, you're going to get a result. And it's quantum physics. You can't get away from that. And I was having a meeting with my PBS, partner benefit specialist, people you know and love, and Greg and Khadija and Seema, all those people. And again, we're going through, Nigeria's coming back, right? So they have like a 9,000 phone calls to make to Nigerian team, because, they had the biggest blast in our history. They're the only ones that consistently beat Canada most months in a year for 3 straight years. Wasn't some country that would do a couple of months in a row. No, they were there. And we had some of our best memories there anyways. And Brian is on this call, and I mean, I know he had an absolute blast when he was down there. So, we're bringing back, and it's interesting, a lot of people who missed GWT, missed us. And so all we have to do, smile and tell them who we are, build, like, and trust, and explain what's going on with the business and how we can help their situation. And people soon realize, if you do this well, people soon realize that, you know what, there is a lot of problems in our country. And it seems like this company has a lot of solutions. At the very least, what they want is the energy that you bring in. You bring in hope. Because I can tell you right now, nobody wants to get paid in Nigeria with Naira. That's the biggest problem they have, because that currency, it's not the only one, but I mean, it's one of them. It keeps on collapsing. Everybody wants dollars. Nobody wants, So now we get an opportunity that in what country you're in, you can get paid in dollars. And what these countries are doing now, when you get paid in that currency, now they have the banks after you. Now, in many countries, I don't mention names, many countries now, some of the most, you think the Western, and they shouldn't be like this, but during the pandemic, they did some subsidies, and now they're freezing accounts and take money in people's accounts. So people are saying, you know what, can you bring that card back? Because the iPayout thing for them, some of these countries, that because it goes in the bank account. The point I'm making to you is that people want to get paid outside the country, and a lot of people are doing that. They say, hey, pay me in this country because they have a cottage there, they have a second citizenship, they want to move there, they have some type of business there. We can pay you in dollars, not in your local currency. We can pay you in any country in the world that you want. You can leave the money in your e-wallet and nobody knows it's there. So, you can come back and say, hey, can you just pay me in products? Because then you can take the products, you get your products, you sell it, you take the cash, it's in your hand. You can say, hey, pay me in crypto, we can pay it an exit. So the flexibility that we bring here is absolutely mind-boggling, the amount of things we've created over the past 20 years or so. And one of the things that we need to emphasize constantly is that what you do. Do you know what you do? What is our four marketing? Let's see who was a good student the last time. We have four revolutionary marketing concepts. Let's see who was a good student last time. Can somebody remember the four revolutionary marketing concepts? Four of them. We used two of them back in GWT days, right? How did we build? What was our pitch? When we're decked out head to toe, right? And people approached us. Hey, nice watch, nice shoes, right? What did we say to them? How did we build? What was our pitch to every single person? There you go, Karen. There you go, Shauna. There you go. Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, get paid to wear. Joy. Yeah. Get paid to wear. And it was a fantastic thing. What? You get paid wearing that nice watch? And again, it's positive, right? It's so much energy in that conversation. Now we've expanded that, right? Exactly. Get paid to consume. There's four of them now. Get paid to shop, right? What shop? You're going to be gifting Christmas at someone else's mall. All these gifts, you're buying it from someone else's mall. Does that pay you here? No. Does it qualify for a check here? No. Do you get bonuses like MGRS or Car Club by doing that? No. But if you take that shopping and you put it into your shop your mall, right, Opulence, then you get paid to shop because it qualifies your business center for commissions. I mean, if is anything that makes more sense than that, I don't think there is. I don't think anything makes more sense than that. This is equivalent to me telling you, stop paying, does it make more sense to pay someone else's mortgage or rent? Or does it make sense to pay your home? I'm talking your home, where you live. Does it make sense for you to pay someone else's mortgage or rent, or paying your own mortgage and rent? You'd say, of course. Why would I pay someone else's rent? I pay my own. But this is exactly what Shop Your Mall with Opulence does. You're shopping anyways. You're not getting away from that. You're going to do it. Christmas is coming up. So come here, shop here, get paid to wear, get paid to shop, get paid to... Now, what's get paid to wear? You put it on, somebody get compliments it, you give them a postcard, these cards that we have over here. Everybody should be having these postcards, right? And you get the numbers to the conversation, use a retail mall, it's click and buy. It's fantastic stuff. Get paid to wear. When you're decked out with your shoes, your belts, your watches, your jewelry, all that stuff. You know what even works? The other day, I did this and somebody asked me a question. Because I like to open up my bottle of FOL and kind of do one of these. Everybody watches you, like who does that, right? So I'm like, everyone's watching, like, what is he doing? And then, of course, and there's always one person brave enough to ask. He's like, so what was that you just took, right? So they don't know if it's medicine. They don't know, in this case, she was into health. So she says, what is that you're taking? Is that a health product? I say, it's a health product. So we had a good conversation. She took a 3-pack. The point I'm making to you is that, we have products that, if you're displaying in public, and it's very easy to display wearing shoes. right? It's very easy to display when you're putting a watch on or jewelry on or whatever it is. So get paid to wear, get paid to shop, gifting occasions, get paid to recommend. Hey, you know what? Hey, where do I get those shoes? Here it is. Here's a card. There's a mall behind it. Just go there, you can buy there. Click and buy, right? Get paid to recommend. Now, I'm sure all of you have had, you have nice stuff, and people have always complimented, hey, nice dress, nice shoes, nice earring, nice, like, So, and you said, where'd you get it? Well, I don't know. I bought it from Gucci. Whatever. Where you bought it from? And you recommend, you said it, it's a Gucci, right? Or it's a whatever it is. Did you get a check for that? Like, this stuff is so common sense. It's so common sense. Not only that, you're part of this community. This is your product. Man, it's like look, you got a home team, right? You got a soccer team, football team, baseball team, whatever it is. And you are die hard. You are die hard behind that team. No matter what type of season they have. In our case, we don't have a bad season. Our products are timeless. The best quality ever. The point is, you want to be passionate about your business. So get paid to shop, consume, wear, recommend. I mean, the consume part I love so much. You've been using our products 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years maybe before you met us. Maybe. Do you have anybody in their 80? Yeah, well, we got Mavis. So, you've always been using toothpaste, right? You've always been using these personal care products, creams and mouthwash, and you shave and aftershave, and you use shampoos and conditioners, your body wash. You do this anyways. You've always wore shoes and always jewelry and watches, So I love to get paid to consume the person, because whether you're part of this company or not, you're gonna do it anyway. You don't have a choice there. So how awesome is that, getting paid to consume? We're not even talking about its quality, how it's saving your life, and this toxic stuff that's killing us, making us sick, making our family sick, and parents sick, and our children sick, fluoride, all this stuff. We're not even getting to the health benefits. We're just talking about how logical it is. And on top of the logic, we come back and say, hey, go ahead and cost transition more from your local mall, which doesn't even know your name. And you know what? We're going to take a portion of that. We're going to put it into the biggest celebration of our lifetime, in the most, dream destination of the world, Dubai. Some of that's going to go there. And guess what? You're going to get a life experience out of it and celebrate like it's 1999. Some of you old guys know what I'm talking about. So we look all the cool stuff. We take about, what, 300 people a year on cruises. Every month people qualify for cars. All based on 4 concepts: get paid to shop, get paid to consume, get paid to wear, and get paid to recommend. All right. So when do you do this? Well, this is where our this is where our MO comes in, right? Is our schedule, right? Our schedule, our mapping, right? We got DMO, daily method of operation, right? That's when you get something, an attempt. You're attempting, okay, I'm doing it. You get up, it's like going to the gym. Tomorrow I'm going to the gym, and you go tomorrow. Good. You're starting momentum and you're attempting it, right? And then there's WMO. Well, if you keep attempting that every day and you've done it a week in a row, hey, listen, you know what? You actually have intention, right? WMO, you have intention of making it work, right? Versus attempt, WMO. Then the DMO, then WMO, weekly method, is you actually have intent. Then you have MMO, week after week after week, you're at it, right? That's monthly method of operation. That's where you start to build some, it's called sustaining momentum, right? And then there's AMO, this annual method of operation, which is now, I mean, you're pretty serious, right? You have a commitment. You have committed to this plan, whether it's your weight, whether it's getting healthy, quit smoking, build your Opulence business. Maybe you say, you know what, I'm done with this job thing because I've done this for 25 years, and you know what, it didn't give my dream. We're going to talk about that tonight, because the problem with job is that a job can never, ever ever give you a positive net growth. So we talk to people who are financial advisors, or talk to people who are, economists and so forth. So what is a positive net growth? Well, positive net growth is where your job grows faster than your expenses. Cannot happen. Now, some people go maybe get a bigger job. A few people can do that, get a bigger job. They keep their lifestyle small. Then I guess that can happen that way. But for vast majority of people, they got the same job. And what happens? The inflation is up by 15, 20, 35, 40%. The rates is up by 3 or 4%. So what happens? They're getting negative net growth every single year, where there's less and less money to live the way they like to live. And then the three things happen. They have to borrow, they have to reduce the lifestyle, or they need to make another income stream. So, because of that, everybody needs opulence. Everybody. Why? Because opulence has positive net growth. Because every single one of you here, you started with you only, right? It was you only. And if you have more than one person in your team, put it in the chat group, right? If you got more than one person in your team, put it in the chat group. From the time, I don't care if you started 10 years ago or 1 day ago, so that's, what that's called. When you have more than what you started with, that's called positive net growth. You can't do that with a job, right? With a job, you get a 5% raise, the inflation is 20%. That's called a negative, right? Negative growth. So that's the beauty of Opulence, and the way the business plan works is it's a leverage business. You can use the monetary energy of a whole group, not just monetary energy of yourself, which is trading your hours for income. And that's your monetary energy. There's no leverage there in a job, but you can leverage in a lifestyle Opulence business, because it was you, then it was two of you, then it's 4 and 8 and 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1,024, 2,048, 5,096. I can still do this. So anyway, so we got 4 things to do: get paid to wear, recommend, shop, consume. We do it daily, weekly, monthly, annually. And what's MO? MO is forever. It's a vision, right? I have so many people tell me, this is all I'm doing. This is my last career. This is all I'm doing. I'm not doing anything after this. Which is nice. That's MO. That's a vision of future. I like where I'm at. Some people did not even that active, but they know that no, Opulence is home for me. This is where I want to be. All right. So people say this is we gotta bring some reality to things, because people have their own reality. That's right, Karen. Forever home. All right. So people have their own reality. And for human beings, perception is reality. Now, perception is not reality, right? But to humans, perception is reality. You talk to everybody, they will say, oh, I'm active. You know why? Because they're interested, because they're using the product, because they intend to talk to people. And so to them, they're active. And so they're part of the community for sure, right? But activity is something different. And we need to identify that, because we want people to know that if your target is to hit the comp plan, if the target is to touch the comp plan, right? If your target is to explore and consume the comp plan, well, you need activity, right? You need activity, and it has to be very specific activity. Somebody say, okay, so what is a good activity, right? It doesn't matter if you're new, if you've been here 10 years, this is all relevant. Somebody say, okay, what is a good activity, right? Well, first of all, I got this thing that I call 100 hours, 100 rule, right? 100 hours, 100 calls, right? This is a very good activity. So what's 100 hours? Well, it takes about 100 hours for you to understand Opulence. That's what it'll take. Because a lot of people come into the business and say, well, no, I think I know what's going on. They got some good products. I can talk to people. Yeah, but that's fine. And a lot of people do that and make money on it. But if you want to touch the comp plan, right? I mean, touching the comp plan means lifelong residual income, right? You need something more than that, right? You need something that duplicates. And to duplicate, you gotta learn some stuff. You gotta gain some new skills. You know, some of the skills could be leadership skills. You gotta learn the comp plan. You gotta understand the benefits of the products. You gotta understand, longevity. You gotta understand personal development. So, let's be clear about that. There are people that come in and they say, "Hey, you know what? I've done MLM for 30 years, and so I get this. I want to do this, and I know how to do it. Fine." And they come in and I see what they're doing. They come in and they buy some products. They like the products. They use it. They share it. They sell it. And so the two problems with doing just that. The two problems that I see. One of them is that you're not touching the comp plan with that, right? It's some good money in retail wholesale, but you're not touching the comp plan, right? And I think why people get into this type of business is because they want to retire on a lifelong residual income, right? The second thing is if you don't build a team and you kind of by yourself ordering, you're not part of a community really yet. Like some of you guys say you are, okay, because you make a decision to be part of the community. But if you don't, for some people, if you haven't built a team, you're not communicating and dream building and all of that. So what happens is that you come by yourself, and it's not so hard to not place an order one day, and then second month, next thing you know, 6 months go by, right? So the longevity side, I think, suffers a little bit. So it's really, really important that if you look at me, if you have long-term vision on this, and you want to change your life, you want to build a lifelong residual income, you're gonna understand you're gonna have to learn some stuff. 100 hours, that's what it takes. Now, 100 hours is not a lot. I mean, really, just 24 hours in a day. You go to work. It's 44 hours a week is work. So what's 100 hours? Like 2 weeks of work of except in learning. You don't even have to do it back to back. I mean, you could stretch it. But at the end of the day, you still have to learn. And the 100 hours has to be in everything. So, the where you start is our training system, the next 30 days. That's where you start, right? Then you come to these calls, and then you talk to the upline, get to know the upline. You go to forensic calls, and, then you pick up some of the information from, the whole industry, right? The 100 hours is about, it's not so much about the industry itself, but the 100 hours is about your company Opulence, right? But then you're gonna have to put some time into the industry as you go by. Now, some people put in 100 hours and they're ready to go to market. They're ready to make money. They took it seriously and they're implementing what they learned. And there's some people that put 100 hours in, and it was like post graduation, and they still need that next semester, right? They still need the next 3 years to get it. So that's fine. That's fine. You can earn as you learn. And the only difference is that, one asks the right questions. What are the products? What are the benefits? What's a complaint? What's the benefits? How do you use this? How do you use this? How do you go up the track? Ask those questions. Ask those questions. You don't ask those questions, then you're there, but you're not learning your business. You're not mastering your business. And that stretches the timeline for how you can make a lot of money. So 100 hours is the training that you need, right? So ask a specific question. Can you take a piece of paper and actually draw the comp plan for a prospect, right? So if you can, just put in, I can. I want to hear, just put in chat, I can, right? The circles, right? The circles. Can you draw the circles? And that's just one part of the comp plan, which is really the commission side of it, right? The 3 ways we make money in this business, right? You got retail wholesale, that's just quick money. You've got the lifelong residual income, right? This is where the circles come in. And the third part is the fun money. The cruises, how to go for cruises, vacations, and all that stuff, car and stuff, right? So, so can you draw the circles, right? If you can, then okay, but you haven't done your 100 hours yet. Can you do the 3 ways to benefit from opulence, which is about 14 different things? Do you know what they are? Right? Well, if you can't, then you haven't put 100 hours in. Can you tell, somebody about how many different lines of products we have? Do you know what they are? Right? Do you know how they taste? Do you know its benefit? Most importantly, do you know its benefit? If I told you the mouth spray or the mouthwash, what's the advantages over the alcoholic mouthwash? Can you even tell? Do you even know what it tastes like? Right? So if you don't, well, that part should be really easy because the taste part, obviously you should be using the product, but that by itself doesn't give you the education. You need to put some time into it, right? You got to put your 100 hours in. So that's the education side. It's easy. $100 is nothing, right? That's just basic, I think if you're going to be a master at this, it probably takes about 1,000 hours. You can probably do that in a couple of years, maybe 2, 3 years. You can stretch it out. How many of you guys been here more than 3 years? Say me, right? How many of you guys here been more than 3 years? Because 3 years goes by very, 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 very quick, right? Very, very quick. So as long as you know what you need to get your education on, you'll get it. Like you get it. So, and then you're gonna have to give it a really good blitz. You gotta go out there and you actually have to do the work. Somebody says, okay, what does that mean? Because I'm talking to some people. Okay, talking to some people that's socializing the business. It's good for communication. Maybe it's you're getting them ready for the actual work, right? So, or somebody says, I don't know how to do this. I'm kind of scared, whatever. That's okay. We all start at the same place, right? We all start the same place. We all are scared. I was scared. So it really doesn't matter. What we do is that we conquer that. Like we have to become the best version of ourselves. We can't stay scared. We gotta become the best version of ourselves, right? And especially we have a very strong reason why, because the prosperity that we want is in the other side of the fear, right? You can't let fear slow you down. What's the fear? We're gonna make a phone call. We don't know what they're gonna say. That's not that. It's not even something. We can't let that, to stop us from getting to prosperity, which is, of course, on the other side of fear. So, what's a good effort? Somebody says, "Okay, I'm ready to go." What's a good effort? I think good effort is about 100 calls. I think that's within the 100 calls, you become really good at it. You have no fear. You get a good feeling on the type of prospects you're talking to. You have some motivation because you're going to get a whole bunch of stuff going on, from the product side, from the people joining you. So it's a really good effort. Now, I'm not talking about 100 calls in 2 years. It's too slow. You can never build momentum like that. Like you got to hit the ground running. You got to go hard. And when you go hard, what happens is that your posture is different and you got momentum and your attitude is different. And so you're skipping through the negatives and you're peeking through the positives. And it's fantastic. So you got to come in. I think the 100 calls should be done within a month. Within a month, it's not that hard to do. In forensic, we say 40 get you one, right? Now, this is 100 calls, which we talk, those are dialings, part-time. So 100 calls when you're talking to 100 people, I don't know, maybe 3 months, 4 months. But you talk to 100 people about this and you have a script, you're going to become very, very good at your business. Very good at your business. And as long as you're tracking down all the calls, what happened through the forensic system, we can take a look at that and say, okay, so here's what the results are. Here's what we're getting better at. Here's what we're really good at. So it's not that hard, guys. Then I had somebody say, okay, you know what? Now I know what my problem is because I thought I was active and I had talked to a few people and stuff. And I never made a call, but I kind of, when I was meeting people at golf, whatever, I realize now why MLM never worked for me because he's tried it for 20 years with different things. Now I realize because you never really sat down with a purpose, right? If you're talking to someone, I mean, you can always be chatting. No, I'm talking business. If you're talking business, something serious with someone, do you want to talk to someone that talks with purpose? or someone's kind of wandering all over the place and he's confused, doesn't really know, a kind of general conversation. If you're serious about something, a topic, do you want to talk to someone who's serious or you want to talk to someone who's general? Of course, you want to talk to people who are serious, right? So 100 calls, I think, will take all your fear away, will give you all the skills you need to have. You do it repetition, back to back to back, and you'll never think about ever again. It's like riding a bicycle. Once you're on it, you're on it. You don't get scared anymore. So 100 calls, talk to 100 people, right? And 100 hours to learn. So now, within the 100 hours, we got two types of groups. We got the quitters and we got the winners. Yeah, there are some within 5 calls, they're like, oh, you talked to 5 people, 3 were not there, 1 is busy, the other one wasn't interested, so nobody I know is interested. So you got one answer out of 5 calls, which 5 by itself is just, you need 100 calls, right? You have to speak to 100 people. He spoke to 2 people out of 5. 1 was busy, he said, call back. The other one said, I'm not interested, go fly a kite. The other 3 were not there, but nobody he knows is interested. So, now guys, at the end of the day, you cannot survive any business that way, right? You cannot, Imagine get a traditional business and going for 5 days, right? And the 3 days, nobody shows up, right? To your business. And then the 4th day, somebody comes back, says, oh, okay, looks at this, okay, you know what, I'll come back. Something looks good, I'll come back. But doesn't buy anything. And then the next guy shows up, he's just having a bad day, and says, what is this? How come you don't have anything? And he kind of storms out, right? This is a bad business. Would you just invested $200,000 into a business? Would you quit that? Well, no, you don't quit that. You're not going to build a business in 5 days. You're going to have to understand there's a process involved, 100 calls, 100 hours, right? So we got the quitters, right? The quitters can't do that. Quitters have short-term thinking. They want that gratification right away, right? Because they got excited June 29th. They got excited June 29th. So I know people that could use that for a while. I know people could use Divine. I know people that love fashion, right? They have that, so the emotions go up. And then without any training, no script, no 3-way call, no nothing, they go, hey, they start talking to people like just talking, like nothing to show. And that person doesn't grasp it. All of a sudden, it's not because the person wasn't interested. You just did it wrong. If you tell me, and we got people from all kinds of cultures, we got people from the Caribbean here, Africa here, people from Southeast Asia here, say Thailand, right? You throw me in the kitchen and say, go make Thai food. Here's all the ingredients, right? Even worse, no ingredients. Go make Thai food. How do you think I will do? No, even if the ingredients was there, I probably wouldn't do very well. So you come into this industry and then you don't have any tools, you don't know what you're doing, you don't have to say, no script, no applying, you don't have no foundation, and all of a sudden you just got enthusiasm, right? You go out there, talk to 5 people, don't get the result you want, and what you do. So quit. That's short term. They're looking for an instant gratification. That's why I'm giving you this right now, 100, to get rid of that instant gratification. There is no shortcuts. So, it's another thing about the quitters, they don't attend any trainings. And I run into, unfortunately, more often than I like to. They always excuse, I've been busy. Okay. You're either rich or you're busy, I guess. So whatever, you're either rich or you're busy, because if you're always busy, then I guess you're busy. I'd rather be rich than be busy. So, at the end of the day, what does that even mean? I know people who have massive businesses or even 3 jobs and they make time. And there's people who have no jobs, they don't make time. And somebody would say, yeah, but after work, I'm tired. I don't want to be on the phone. Okay. Either rich or look, you got to decide, right? You got to decide if this is, you've done after work break thing your entire lifetime, brought you to where you are, right? You came to this business because something had to change, but then you refuse to change. The vehicle doesn't drive itself, right? You still have to drive it. You bought an exercise equipment for your basement, well, that's good that you bought some, but after work, I'm tired, I don't want to work out. Okay, but the machines don't work themselves. Your muscles need to actually go and pump it, right? Regardless, if you want results. So this is where we have to get serious about this. The quitters, they're not coachable, even with others. Even the uplines, millionaires, they're just not coachable. They're not. With the quitters, one of the main reasons why people quit, they quit is because of two things: fear and ego. Fear. Well, they let little things scare them off. And by the way, you get fear because you're not trained, right? I tell this to Cyrus all the time. I said, there's no such thing as hard, right? There's no, you fear something that's hard. There's no such thing as hard. You're either trained or you're not. That's it. You're either trained or you're not. If you're trained, nothing is hard. If you're not trained, then it's hard. Then you feel hard. You're not trained. Just get trained, right? Then it's not hard anymore. So that's all it is. There's no such thing as hard. You're either trained or you're not. So the winners are different, though. Winners have a growth mindset. Okay, they look at the comp plan. It's okay. Here's a comp plan, right? They're thinking growth. They're not thinking, oh, what my check was this week. They're not checking, oh, my check is next week. Understand, you need money right now. I get it, right? And sometimes the money happens, sometimes it doesn't happen. But long-term vision is the growth. Is the team growing? I've talked to people. Literally, I've talked to people. They didn't think they were doing well, and then we happened to check, and we see that week they had done $60,000 worth of CV. How do you not having a good business? Your business is $60,000 in CV. You're not doing the business. So the business is working, right? The business is growing. Somebody says, yeah, I didn't do too well. How many people on your team? With 300 people on my team, how many of them did you personally sponsor? 4. Okay, so you brought 4, you grew to 300. Well, you're not the one that's working. Obviously, the team is building, is growing, right? So it's important that we put things into perspective. So when the winners never miss the training, they always seek new information. It just shocks me. People are like, oh, I've been in training already. Like, okay, can you do it? So you need information every time you come to a call. You pick up something new because something new was said or was said in a different way. So never too busy for DMO. I'm tired. Okay, yeah, but the machine doesn't pump itself. Get down there, right? So the business doesn't build itself. The Opulence vehicle doesn't drive itself, right? You came here for a reason. Get over it. Winners have no ego and manage fear through repetition. So that's what I was saying earlier, right? Ego doesn't make you money. So the fear side, and by the way, I know nobody has a bigger ego than me, but I just learned over time as I get older, that I made some of these mistakes in my early MLM career, and it was not healthy for me. So I've been through it, the ego thing. But the repetition side, right? You have fear, because you just haven't done it. You're not trained. Just keep repetition, and the fear goes away. All right. So there are some connect techniques. So we talk about making 100 calls, and somebody says, okay, how do I get my leads, right? Of course, we got the usual: make a list, talk to everybody, because everybody using our stuff. So then if you want to build on social media, now there's another element that you can actually build. You all have people that follow you on Messenger, on WhatsApp, on Telegram, and all kinds of social media. You just don't know how to monetize that. You don't know how to start conversations. Very, very important things that if you're in business, make sure everything on social media is about the business, right? And you do consistently. And you constantly hear people even sometimes people watch it for years. And one day something happens in their life, and so I know who to call. How did this happen to you? Somebody says, hey, I have a problem, blah, blah, and you say, no, I know who to call. I know who you should go see. Well, that's you. People around you are watching your social media, and at first they're not, because you didn't approach them properly or you didn't approach them at all. But then one day, because they keep seeing you doing it, one day they run into something, say, you know what? I know who to call. I know who to ask. And this happens all the time. There are some techniques to start conversations. For social, we call it form. Family, occupation, recreation, money. For business, we call it Lord, which is location, occupation, recreation, and dreams. You can very, very, very easily start conversation with Lord if you want to get the conversation into business. So I'm going to rush through this. So our target is online, and we want to do some blitzes. Blitz is fantastic because Blitz is it's full of energy. I love Blitz. So I want to put together a competition. I want to see people who can go and sponsor 10 people, whether it's just 10 VIPs who bought products or 10 people who join or somewhere in between. And you can do that. You can do that. So we can do it through social media. So one of the things about network marketing, I think a lot of people they don't get in because I believe that anyways. I believe that most people get into MLM not because they want to make a little bit of money. I think they want to make a lot of money. Now, there is a mindset about being a MLM rich person. There is a mindset of being an MLM millionaire, right? So I want to give you a little of that because the MLM millionaire, right? The person who becomes, that wealthy. I don't even think it's only MLM. I think this is true with most businesses, is that they're not so much for, it's not so much a product or the business that gets them there. Because you see, there are people in this company who've made millions and people who haven't. So, and same product, same company, right? Same company. So what's the difference? I think, so the difference is in, are you a person of influence or you're not, right? If we like to call it, leader, right? Leadership, right? So it's not the product or the comp plan that wins the day. Everyone's claiming to be the best. So for you, doesn't matter what company, they all say they are the best products, right? They all say they have the best comp plan, right? So the person who draws these prospects, it's not so much a comp plan of the product, it's them. We know that in sales, we talk about sell yourself. People buy you first, right? So become a person of influence that people want to follow you. So if somebody's sitting over there and they got 3 opportunities in front of them and they all have products and a comp plan, you know who they're following? They're following the person with the most influence, the one that looks like more like a leader, someone who's more serious. Because prospects have self-esteem issues. The prospects want to follow somebody who's really, really strong. So the mindset of an MLM millionaire, it's not the product, it's not the comp plan, it's become the person of influence that can influence other people, that people make a decision because it's them. They will make a decision someone else with the same opportunity, but because it's them, I want to follow him, I want to follow her. So, and when you're a person of so what makes you a person of influence? What makes you a leader? Well, leaders, person of influence, they manage to influence people to follow them, and people to follow them. We become a team. Become a team, leaders win, right? So, at the end of the day, you cannot get away from it. MLM is a leadership game, right? It's a leadership game, and everybody can do this. Somebody says, "I'm not a leader." Yeah, you are. The person that says that he's not a leader, if you follow that person at work, you find out you're a hell of a boss, right? Or hell of a teammate, or at home, you're a hell of a leader at home, how to handle the kids, the husband, the wife. And so, and then the family, maybe their cricket game or maybe a football game or a tennis game, you find leadership in everybody, right? And they can transit, right? So there's a big difference though. There is, you're either a leader or you're a neither, right? You're either a leader or you're a neither. So in this business, what you're going to find is that some leaders that come in to do the stuff, they know what to do, they pick up the information, they run with it. And there are some people that come in, they always need you to do everything for them. They're needers, not leaders, needers. So ask yourself a question. Are you always expecting the company, the upline, to do everything for you? Or are you volunteering to do these calls as this 82-year-old young lady Mavis is doing tonight? She's not a needer. She is a leader, right? Are you able to do a tour? Are you able to? And now it's so easy too, because now we send everything to your website, right? On the journey page. Are you able to set an appointment and do your own tour and do something for your people, right? As a leader? Oh no, you're a needer. You need your upline to do it. Look, it's okay at first to have your upline do it for you. This was my rule. We're gonna say this and we're gonna shut down. My rule always was, and it wasn't really my rule. When I first got into MLM in 1990, my upline told me this: I'll do 2 presentations for you. Like, I was 20 years old, never done MLM before, never done the circles, never knew anything. Nobody approached me about Amway. Like, I didn't know nothing. In 1990, 20 years old, came in, saw the plan, and my upline said this: I'll do 2 presentations for you, 2. The third one, I'll be there to watch you do it. After that, you're on your own. You are on your own. So I was there. He did the first 2. The third one, I was trying to get him to do it. Said, nope, you're doing it. I did it. I don't know if it was a good job or bad job, whatever. The next one, he wasn't coming. I was nervous again. I did it. The 5th one, I was not nervous at all. So I passed that on my entire career. I'll do the first 2 for you. Third one, I'm there to close for you, but you're doing the presentation. After that, you're on your own. I'm on a 3-way call to do the close for you on 3-way call. Now, if I'm available, I'll be there to close in person. But, I'm building with a lot of people. So that's what you need to do, right? You got to get out there and shift from being a needer. Maybe all of us start as a needer, right? Maybe all of us start as a leader, and then we transit to become a leader. I'm going to close with Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn says, don't bring me your need, bring me your seed, and I can grow it. That's a good way to close the call. Don't bring me your need, bring me your seed, and I can grow it. So let that sink in. I don't think that needs explanation. So bring the seed, let's put some water, put some good stuff on it, and grow your talent. With that, we'll get the call back to our young lady here, Mavis.
Thank you,
close
sir.
the
That
call.
was powerful. I learned a lot. I took a lot of notes. I like a person of leadership has influence, and she has to be strong. She or he has to be strong. Another one is about quitters. Quitters have short-term memory. They want instant gratification, and they are all too busy and not coachable. Whereas a winner has the growth mindset, long-term vision, never miss a training. And that is what we all should be doing. No matter how, what you do or what you think, training is important, especially from our CEO. He takes time out of his busy schedule. He's still at the office to train us. We should be grateful. So everyone, I hope you took a lot of notes. Thank you, everyone.
We're committed. I've been doing this call for years. Well, I've just see something very interesting. My manager in Thailand that says that we may have our first LD2 soon in Laos, country of Laos. Fantastic! Congratulations! Let's go. Who's qualified?
Congratulations, everyone. Thank you for being on the call, everyone. And I look forward to seeing everyone on Saturday morning with our LD4 Resume Mesgarlou. And thank you, CEO, for sharing your valuable time with us. We love you.
Everybody, stay forensic to the billion.
To the billion.